Hello there. This is Language-Enthusiast speaking. Okay, today is, Sunday, September 24th. Time now is 8:35 p.m. Okay, all right. This morning when I woke up pretty early today. I woke up by myself without using an alarm clock because I went to bed pretty early last night. I don't think it was past midnight. I don't think so. It was even earlier than midnight, which is pretty unusual actually. I've been a night owl. I've been a night owl these days, but when I'm really tired, I make it a point to go to bed early, and then as soon as I go to bed, I tend to fall asleep pretty quickly. But in the middle of the night, like just after 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour, after I fell asleep, I tend to wake up in the middle of the night. And I hear that this is not extraordinary or not abnormal for people in my age or even older. So I hear that even though I tend to wake up in the middle of the night, even many times, like a few times, which sometimes happens to me, I don't care much about it because it's pretty normal for people in my age or even older. That's what I heard by watching some of YouTube channels in which this specialist, he is specialist. He's a specialist in sleep. He is Japanese though, and he was talking about this, and it made me feel relieved. I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night after I thought I fell asleep peacefully, but I sometimes have to wake up because I want to cough, which happens pretty often because when you fall asleep, you feel relaxed, right? And then mucus in your throat will try to go down, and it makes you feel like coughing. I'm not a specialist, so I can't explain this in detail, but I explain it in the most easiest way, okay? I explained it in the easiest way, in the most simple way, or in the simplest way, okay? And this happens to me sometimes, which is nasty because I was feeling pretty nice while I was dreaming, and then suddenly this feeling, nasty feeling wakes me up. Oh my goodness, I was dreaming and I was feeling so pleasant. And why would I have to wake up this time or something like that? It makes me feel so bad. It makes me feel grumpy. I'm not sure because L and R are so confusing for us Japanese. We cannot distinguish those two sounds properly. So we don't care whether it be L or whether it be R, because they sound almost the same. All right. And then, yeah, I had a fever when I was trying to cook dinner about 3 hours ago. I was having a little nap until a little while ago, and up until then, and about 30 minutes. It's a short nap because I wanted to sleep. I was pretty tired and I was sleepy, so I decided to take a nap for about 30 minutes tops, because if you take a nap longer than 30 minutes or so, it'll affect your sleep at night. So because you must have heard about non-REM sleep and REM sleep or something like that, right? So it's best for you to take a nap shorter than 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, anyway, taking a nap makes you feel better, right? Because it makes you less tired. So I recommend you take a nap when you feel a little bit tired during the daytime. Okay, and then I took the 30-minute nap, and then I got up. Oh, excuse me, and I feel a bit nasty. I mean, my throat feels a bit nasty. I feel as if something is stuck in my throat. It makes me want to cough. Okay, and then I felt a little bit hot, and I don't know how to say it. I used a thermometer to know if I had a fever, and it said that 37.11. But if you are kind of person who has high temperature, body temperature, 39 degrees Celsius is normal, right? Like cats and dogs, they have warmer temperature, body temperature, right? And they're quite strong because the higher your body temperature is, the more you your body the stronger your body can be toward bacteria, right? So I consider having a little bit high temperature good thing. I think it's a good thing. It's a good sign, but if you have some body parts that has inflammation, that is I don't know how to say this, but inflammation. If there's inflammation happening in your body, maybe your body temperature can be a little bit higher than usual because your immune system is fighting against it, right? So I cannot be always happy about having a little bit higher temperature, body temperature. But okay, anyway. But if it's better. I think it's better if you have a lower temperature, because if your body temperature is lower than 36, like your body temperature, let's say, is 35.7 degrees, it's too low and it's not good for your health. You are susceptible to, is it okay, 2 or 4, susceptible to cancer. This is what I heard. So just after I came back from the hospital, after I had my colon cancer operation, I was hospitalized for about 10 days. And after that, fortunately, I was able to come back to my house. I didn't need any further treatment like anti-cancer drugs or anti-cancer treatment, or radio, I don't know how to say this, but chemo or something like that. I didn't need any of them, luckily. So I was able to come home. And then, since then, I checked my body temperature every day, like both in the morning and at night, and sometimes during the daytime, to check if my body temperature was not lower than. No, I checked my body temperature to know if my body temperature was lower than 36 degrees or somewhere. Okay, because I didn't want to have any more cancer, right? So I would have I felt assured if my body temperature turned out to be higher than 35 degrees. Okay, and then where was I? Yes, I was having a little bit of fever, but I don't think it was anything serious. But tomorrow, okay, anyway, I thought today was Sunday. Monday. And first thing in the morning, I walked my dogs because today weather was good, but the weather app said on my phone said that the temperature was much lower than usual, like 22 to 24 degrees, which was way cooler than until a little while ago. And I thought that, wow, the hot, crazy summer has gone already at last. And then we have autumn at last. And it's now time for us to walk during the daytime, because during the summertime it was too hot for us to go out and walk my dogs at around 9 o'clock, because it was already too hot, extremely hot. And I decided to walk my dogs first thing in the morning, and I thought that today was Monday, the beginning of the new week. Okay, and then I opened the entrance door and I step out of the stepped out of the door. Is it okay? And then there is a small clinic, physician, just in front of my house, which I sometimes visit the doctor from time to time, like once every 3 months or so, for medical check. Okay, I normally go to the general hospital, which is about 10 minutes, a 10-minute drive from my house, in which I had my colon cancer operation last year. But the hospital wants us patients to go to visit the nearest clinic, designated smaller clinic to each medical checkup. For each medical checkup. Okay, that way the general hospital cannot be too crowded, right? So, and I chose a hospital in different ward at first. And that hospital or that clinic, small clinic, local clinic, is the one that at first found out that I was having a colon cancer. So that's why after I had the colon cancer operation, I decided to go to visit the clinic for every checkup. But it was pretty far, for one thing, and I stopped going there. And there are more than 2 reasons why I stopped going to the clinic. For one, the first reason was that something that I said earlier, which is pretty far from my house. Like, I have to use an expressway to get there, and if I use an expressway, it takes only 20 minutes or so. It's pretty close. It feels pretty close, but actually it's a little bit more complicated. Like, on my way there, it's quicker, but on my way back from there to my house, it's more complicated. Like, okay, things are a little different from the route I take on my way there. Okay, and then anyway, on my way back, it feels like it takes forever, and plus I have to pay for the expressway. If I don't use the expressway, it will take much longer, and it's more tiring. Okay, it's not very constructive. It's not effective, right? And plus, the doctor said something suspicious to me, so I didn't want the doctor to take care of my condition from now on. So I decided to stop going there. And instead, I had to choose another hospital for my designated local clinic for every checkup, every 3 months or so. And then I decided to choose the one in front of my house. It only takes 20 seconds. Even it takes less than a minute, right? It's crazy, right? It's very close, right? Yes, because I can see the hospital in front of my house. From my house, okay? It's extremely close. And why wouldn't have chosen the clinic in the first place? Okay, it's a long story. When I was small, I used to go there. I would go there, okay, because that was our family doctor. Because it's in my neighborhood, it was even in front of my house. Why not? We didn't go there, right? There was no reason, right? So without any reason, special reason, our family went to the doctor, okay? But when I was 18 or so, Or when I was 19, after graduating from high school, I had a terrible cold and I went there to see the doctor. And the doctor back then was like, he was in his probably early 50 years or so. He's a little younger than my late father, who would be like, let's see, 88 or 89 if he was alive now. Okay. And the doctor is now, is pretty old, like he is in his late 70s, I guess. Okay. And back then he was still young and still energetic. And okay, anyway, he's a doctor, right? He was a doctor, right? And then I was a girl, 18 or 19. Yeah, I think that I was 18 years old, just after graduated from high school. And I was enthusiastic about becoming a professional musician. I was in a band. I was young. I was immature, okay? And then I had a terrible cold then, and I had no reason to go to another doctor, so I just went there to see the doctor, right? And then the doctor asked me something like, what are you doing now? I mean, are you in university? Are you in school? Or something like that. And I said that, oh, I have a part-time job because I want to be a musician or something like that. But that kind of stuff cannot be understood by someone like him, like a doctor, right? He's a professional, he's a promising career, right? I don't know, but in speculation, all he thinks about was probably getting good education, getting good career. That was everything for him. That was everything that would make sure that you have a bright future, right? And on the contrary, I'm a girl who wanted to be a musician, and it's not promising, right? It's not promising at all, right? I have a dream. Having such a dream cannot be realistic at all, right? So he wanted to say something about it, and he said something like, oh, don't you think that's okay for you to do? Or something like that. He looked disgusted. Okay, that's how I felt. And I was deeply hurt. Like I said before about my boss when I started working, in the company that I started working for at the age of 40, which was my very first white-collar job. I was deeply hurt by what my boss said to me. And I think that I'm a kind of person who is vulnerable to people's comment, okay, people's opinions and people's suggestions, people's advice. Yeah, that might have been what part of my problem, but still, in fact, I was deeply hurt by the doctor's comment or doctor's questionable facial expression, okay? I wasn't happy at all about it. Okay, this is my honest opinion. And he was a bit officious, I guess. He said something that he shouldn't have, because that was rude, actually, because that was my business, right? That was not his business, right? So wanted to become a professional or famous or popular member of the band, okay, can not be realistic, but still it doesn't mean that I was stupid or I was not happy, or it's the end of the world or something like that, right? I was naive. Yeah, I was naive. I was too young to know the reality of the world. But yeah, that was true. So for him, I was too naive, right? And he said something good. He said something that would help me get back on the right track, right? Yeah, but that was officious, I guess. That was too much. Okay. And I hated the doctor then. And ever since then, I hadn't been to the clinic, which is just in front of my house. I went to trouble going to other doctors, other hospitals. I had never been there. That was the reason why I didn't go there for such a long time, until I had to choose another local clinic for my 3-month medical check. Okay, and I chose the hospital just because it's close. That's the main reason, and there is no other reason, like because I trust the doctor, or because the doctor is a very good person, or something like that. No, I chose the hospital or clinic, the doctor, just because it's just 20-second walking distance. Okay, because until then I had to travel pretty far, and it was such a trouble. So I decided not to choose any hospital or clinic which is far from my house, because it's so hard for me to travel. But which hospital should I choose was a big, which hospital or which designated clinic I should choose from my neighborhood was a big problem, because I didn't understand which doctor was going to be good for me, right? And nowadays we tend to refer to reviews on Google, but that is no longer trustworthy, right? So how can I choose the best local hospital for myself? I had totally no idea. Every hospital, every local clinic seemed to be the same to me. So then I thought, why not? I chose the one which is the closest anyway, because it's the most convenient. And I hadn't been there for such a long time, like, let's see. Now I'm 59, right? And I stopped going there when I was probably 18, right? Yeah, more than 40 years or nearly 40 years, I didn't go there. I didn't even see the doctor's face. I hadn't seen the doctor's face for as long as 40 years, and I didn't know what the doctor looked like. And actually, the hospital in front of my house, refurbished. Is it okay? Refurbished, or any other way of saying, rebuilt. Yes, rebuilt. And now it's very beautiful because it's new. And it happened 2 years ago, and it's very it used to be one floor, one story, okay, one floor, one story building, okay, one story building. Looked a bit old, dilapidated, but now it's a 2-story building, concrete, and quite new and beautiful, good looking, refreshing. Okay, anyway. And I just thought that why not I choose the hospital, clinic as my designated local hospital to see how they are. I thought so. And if it turns out to be bad, not pleasant, then I should choose another one. Okay, because we have the right to choose any hospital of our choice as patients. So I felt pretty relaxed, and now the clinic in front of my house is my hospital, is my designated hospital for my 3-month checkup. But yes, and this morning I looked at the hospital and something was unusual. Something looked unusual, and because the parking lot, there is a parking lot in the I don't know how to say it, precinct of the hospital. In front of the hospital there is a parking lot for 6 or 7 cars. And then when I looked at it this morning, thinking that today was Monday, the beginning of new week, weekday, and then look at the parking lot of the hospital, and something was quite different from usual, and that was the parking lot had something so that the cars wouldn't get in, and I wondered why. And I thought, I was like, well, is it holiday today? Because it's Monday today, right? But something seems off, different. And I thought so. And I was walking my dogs. And then there is this place, which is under construction. They are making some new houses, and they are closed. Their construction work was not going on today, and I wonder why. And I assumed that today was a holiday, and I checked my iPhone and looked at the calendar, and I thought today was Monday, but there is no holiday mark on Monday. And then I realized at last today was Sunday, right? Oh my goodness. What made me believe that today was Monday? I don't know, because every day seems to be Sunday for me. So I don't care about what day today is. Okay, that's the problem. That's the cause of this problem, this confusion. Okay, anyway. And yeah, I thought there was Monday, but it turned out to be Sunday. And today, that's why I was thinking about visiting physician, which is not the one in front of my house, because it's a long story, so it'll take 30 minutes, 40 minutes to talk about why I wanted to go to see the physician, which is not the one in front of my house. Yeah, it's a long story. So, long story short, okay, I happened to find this physician on YouTube. Okay, I was looking for any information about cholesterol. My pronunciation okay? Because for some time in the past, after my colon operation, every time I did my checkup, I was talking about the first doctor I designated as my physician, who I found a bit skeptical, right? In this video, right? A little while ago. Do you remember? Okay. That doctor, yeah, that was the first doctor who said that. Though, he told me to take medicine to lower my cholesterol. And I was a bit skeptical about it because, yes, he prescribed some medicine to lower my cholesterol. Okay, and then I went to a drugstore to get the medicine, and I was about to take it, but I just wanted to look it up on the net. Okay, and I watched some YouTube videos explaining that if your cholesterol level, even though your cholesterol level is high, you should not always take a medicine to lower your cholesterol, because doctors are happy to prescribe medicine to lower your cholesterol if your cholesterol level is high, but it's pretty automatic and they don't think much about it. And thing is, there are some, I don't know how to say it. There are some cases in which you don't have to take medicine for your cholesterol, to lower your cholesterol. There are some cases in which you don't have to take a medicine to lower your cholesterol if your, neutral fat level is not high, or you don't have any family history of related disease. And after watching this information on YouTube, I was skeptical about my doctor. Okay, and then I decided not to take the medicine. But after 6 months later, I checked my blood again at another doctor. Okay, and then the doctor also said that I should take a medicine to lower my cholesterol. Otherwise, he said that I would be sorry. And then I was worried about my colon cancer. Okay, I had the operation, but it might come back, right? And then I was having a diarrhea. I was constipation, and I was having a diarrhea. And my bowel was not very good at that time. Okay, it was about 4 months ago. Suddenly I had this condition, and I was really worried if my colon cancer came back. And I went to the doctor. That doctor is actually the one I was supposed to take my very first I don't know how to say this, screen test for my colon and also stomach. But I never thought that I was having a colon cancer at that time. It was around May the year 2022. I knew that I was having, my stool was having a little blood, and that was not good. I knew that. So I went to the doctor, and then the doctor checked my anus, okay, by putting a camera, and then he found this big, it wasn't known that if it was malignant, though, but it was tumor. He found this big tumor, about 2 or 3 centimeters in diameter. And then I was so scared, and I never believed that I might be having a cancer. And I thought that he was wrong. He misdiagnosed. Okay, I didn't believe him, even though he was a doctor. And I thought that the whole hospital, whole clinic, all the doctors and nurses, it was a individual doctor, a local doctor. But the hospital itself was a little bigger than usual clinic. But that was I assumed that was a scheme or something like that. And everybody was trying to, Okay, my daughter came down from the third floor to the second floor where I am now, and I had to stop the recording for a while. But where was I? Yes, the whole clinic doctors and nurses, everybody was trying to deceive me. I was so skeptical because I was just scared about my having a colon cancer, because that was my very first time. I was just scared. And then I was supposed to take the screening on that day, but the several days later, but on that day I just skipped it because I was skeptical. But about May this year, I was having trouble with my bowel, and I had to go back to the hospital because I knew that the hospital had a camera to check my bowel from my anus. Usually, small clinics don't have such a camera. And I was really, I don't know how to say this, but I was rude, right? For them, because I skipped the screening. And I told a lie on that day, on my screening day, that I had a high fever, and I thought that I was having, COVID-19, coronavirus, and I told them so, and that's why I couldn't come. I told them a lie, okay, and then I had to go back there, and I think that they couldn't believe me. They couldn't believe me to come to their place again, even though I had skipped the screening by telling a lie. They didn't know that I told them a lie, but I was, fake, right? That was a fake. I don't know how to say this in English, but I wasn't actually having coronavirus, but I told them that I might be having that might be coronavirus because I was having a high fever, even though I didn't have any fever that morning. Anyway, I had to go back to the hospital, and the doctor was nice at first, and of course I apologized to him because I didn't come to the screening. I skipped it, and I didn't return to them later. So I explained that after all, as the doctor expected, I actually had a colon cancer, and I had an operation at so-and-so hospital, and I explained them what had happened to me after the screening, okay, which I didn't take actually, and then I had a blood test. I had a blood test, because I was worried about my health condition. And then a week later, I listened to the result. I went there to find out the result, and the doctor told me that my cholesterol level was so high that I should take some medicine to lower my cholesterol. Otherwise, he said that I would be in trouble. And I was worried about my colon cancer, but he said that you should be worried about your cholesterol other than your colon cancer. And if I were you, this is what he said though, if I were you, I would take the medicine. I would definitely take the medicine for sure. Which made me feel so anxious, so skeptical about his medical advice. And because I knew that doctors usually tell you to take medicine if your cholesterol level, your cholesterol level is high, even though your neutral fat level is lower, or you don't have any other conditions which seems to be serious. Doctors tend to look at only the cholesterol level and then tell you to take medicine to lower your cholesterol level. And I told the doctor about it, but he didn't know about such a thing. All he think was that he was right to tell me to take some medicine to lower my cholesterol. Otherwise, I would be in trouble. And I never came back to the doctor. I refused to take the medicine. Okay. And I took this test, which was not covered by health insurance, which was pretty expensive, but I really wanted to figure out if my vessel or blood vessel is okay enough, healthy. And I took this medicine, I took this test, and in order to take this test, I have to get to the designated clinic, because not all the clinics deal with this test, which is not covered by health insurance. And I watched some of YouTube videos to look for any good hospital dealing with this test in my area. I put some keyword in the search box, and then this hospital in another word, which I didn't mention yet. I have never mentioned this hospital in another word. And I was thinking about going to this hospital, clinic, this morning, because I thought today was Monday. And maybe tomorrow, but since Monday is the beginning or the first day of the new week, right? And hospitals and all the public places must be crowded, or more crowded than any other weekdays. So I'm not really sure if I could go to the clinic tomorrow, but anyway, I happen to find this clinic I'm thinking of going to tomorrow on YouTube, And the doctor said that exactly the same thing that I heard from some people explaining about cholesterol, the truth about cholesterol on YouTube. The doctor said that you shouldn't always take some medicine to lower your cholesterol if your cholesterol level is high. Okay, there are some cases in which you don't have to take medicine to lower your cholesterol. And that doctor, I really wanted to see the doctor. And I went to see the doctor in, June or July. Okay. But surprisingly, or to my disappointment, the doctor no longer deals with that test, which was a bit surprising to me though. I thought that he shouldn't have had that video on YouTube because that video in which he was explaining about the test which is not covered by health insurance, that I actually took about 3 months ago in another clinic, which is very complicated though. Okay. Otherwise, that video might give people the wrong idea, right? Like it did to me, because I went to the clinic in order to take the test, which is not covered by health insurance. But when I went there, it was very hot that day. During the daytime, it was really hot outside because it's in the middle of summer, and I didn't want to get there. I didn't want to go to trouble going there under such heat. But I really wanted to know if my vessel, or I don't know, my blood vessels were healthy, okay? And I went there and to find out that the doctor no longer dealt with the test. Okay. And he apologized to me, and he said that I could take the test in some other clinic, and if I got the result, maybe I could contact him to talk about it. Okay. And then after a week or so, I went to another clinic to apply for the test. And actually, I had a blood test at the hospital, at the clinic. I went to after this clinic. Is so complicated though. Okay. And then 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from the hospital I took the test at. And they said to me, they told me to come to the clinic again to get the result. And I went there, and I learned that my blood test that my blood vessels are pretty healthy. And I thought that I didn't have to take any medicine to lower my cholesterol. But I really wanted to talk to the doctor. I happened to find on YouTube who was talking that we don't necessarily take medicine to lower our cholesterol. even though only the cholesterol level is high. Okay, I showed him the result of the test and asked him if I really don't have to take any medicine to lower my cholesterol. And there is one problem about my health at the moment, which started about a few months ago. It's about my right leg, lower part of my leg, right on the right side only. And I felt a bit numb from time to time. And it started about a few months ago. That's what I said, right? And at that time, around that time, I started studying English extremely hard. So I've been sedentary. My lifestyle has been sedentary, and which is I don't think it's good for my health. Like economy syndrome, right? And I don't drink much water during the day. I normally don't drink water. I'm not good at hydrating myself. I tend to be dehydrated, which is not also good, right? Which is not good for my health either, right? So with this problem, I really wanted to talk to the doctor with the result of the test and other tests which shows my cholesterol level. And I might get another blood test when I go to the doctor, because it's been about 3 months since I got my blood test last time. And it's been 3 months and it's pretty long, right? And my lifestyle changed 3 months ago. It has become more sedentary, which is not good for my health. So if my lifestyle isn't good for my health, I should make a change, right? So it was a very long story, right? Because I can't explain this in English as effectively as I can do in Japanese, or I could in Japanese. But anyway, this is my practice, so I don't have to care about this. Who knows? Who cares, right? Okay, so tomorrow is the first day of the new week, and although the hospitals must be more crowded than usual, with this problem in mind, I no longer let it be. So I really have to solve this problem. I want to go to the doctor, even though I have my doctor just in front of my house. But this doctor is not the doctor. They are different. So I really want to see the doctor in another word, which is about 40-minute drive from my house. But I have to. Okay, that's about it for today. It's pretty long. It's nearly 1 hour, right? Okay, I don't think anyone listened to this. I don't think anyone has listened to this until the end. I don't think so. Okay, anyway. If you are there, thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry about my clumsy English, but this is my practice, so please understand that. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow too. Yes, this is my daily practice. I don't want to miss any of it. Okay, until I get fluent. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great, lovely week. Okay, bye for now.